Somewhere in the world right now, a person is voluntarily putting something in their mouth that makes their eyes water, their nose run, and their whole face sweat, and they are enjoying it. Maybe that person is you. Humans eat chili peppers by the billions. We breed them to be hotter and hotter. We hold contests to see who can stand the most pain, and we call the result delicious. Stop and think about how bizarre that is, because you are doing something almost no other creature on Earth will do. You are seeking out pain on purpose, for pleasure. To understand why, you have to realize a strange truth. A chili pepper is not really a flavor. It is a trick played on your nervous system, and the story of that trick runs from the inside of your own tongue all the way back to a war between plants and animals millions of years old. Start with what is actually happening when a pepper burns you, because it is not what it feels like. When you bite into a chili, you feel heat, real fiery heat, as if your mouth is being scorched. But nothing is being scorched. There is no burn, no damage, no fire. What you are feeling is a chemical called capsaicin, and capsaicin is a con artist. Scattered through the lining of your mouth are tiny receptors whose job is to warn you about genuinely dangerous heat. The receptors that fire when you sip coffee that is too hot or touch a stove. One of them is called TRPV1, and it exists to scream, "Hot, pull away, you are being harmed." Capsaicin fits that receptor like a key in a lock and flips it on directly, no real heat required. Your tongue sends the brain an urgent alarm that your mouth is burning, and your brain believes it completely. The whole sensation of spiciness is a false alarm, a fire drill with no fire. The heat is not even spread evenly through the pepper. Most of the capsaicin is concentrated in the pale inner ribs, the soft pith that the seeds cling to, which is why cooks scrape those parts out when they want to calm a dish down. And the fire can be measured. Scientists rate a pepper's pungency on a scale called Scoville, running from a sweet bell pepper sitting at a gentle 0 all the way up to the super hot varieties people have bred to be almost weaponized. The whole range, from mild to punishing, is really just a measure of how much of that one con artist chemical the pepper is carrying. Now comes the part that should not make sense. Your body is screaming that it is being hurt, and instead of stopping, you reach for more. Almost no other animal does this. Show a chili to nearly any wild creature, and it will avoid the burn, because avoiding pain is the entire point of pain. Humans are the great, strange exception. A psychologist named Paul Rozin studied this and gave it a wonderful name: benign masochism. It is the enjoyment of a sensation your body reads as dangerous while your mind knows, safely, that it is not. The thrill comes precisely from that mismatch. Your ancient survival system is shouting danger, and the thinking part of you gets to sit back and enjoy the fireworks, knowing you are fine. On top of that, the burn triggers a release of endorphins, your body's own natural painkillers, a small rush of pleasure sent to soothe a wound that was never really there. You get the alarm and the reward at the same time. That is the secret of the chili high. So humans learned to love a fake fire. But that only raises a bigger question. Why does the chili have this weapon at all? A plant does not grow a burning chemical to entertain people. The pepper's heat is a defense, and it was aimed at an enemy long before humans ever arrived. To see who the burn was really meant for, you have to look at who it works on and who it does not. Here is the clue that unlocks everything. Capsaicin, the chemical that lights your mouth on fire, has almost no effect on birds. A bird can gulp down the hottest chili in the world and feel nothing, because the heat receptor that capsaicin exploits in you barely responds in them. Mammals feel the burn. Birds do not. And that single difference is the whole reason chilies are spicy in the first place. Think about it from the plant's point of view. A chili is a fruit, And the point of a fruit is to get an animal to eat it and carry the seeds somewhere new. But not every animal is a good delivery service. When a mammal, a mouse or a rat or a deer, eats a chili, it chews with grinding molar teeth that crush and destroy the seeds, and its digestion finishes them off. The seeds die. That animal is a dead end. A bird, though, is perfect. Birds have no chewing teeth. They swallow the fruit whole, and the tough little seeds pass right through their gut unharmed, to be dropped far away, already packaged in a dab of fertilizer. So over long stretches of evolution, the pepper faced a problem. It needed to feed the birds while keeping the seed-destroying mammals away. Its solution was capsaicin, a chemical precisely tuned to punish the animals with the grinding teeth and to leave the birds, its couriers, completely untouched. The burn was never an accident. It is a targeted no-entry sign, written in a language only mammals can read. Which means that every time you eat a chili, you are essentially a mammal walking straight past a warning meant to keep you out and choosing to enjoy the alarm. The pepper spent millions of years perfecting a weapon against creatures exactly like you, and you turned it into a hobby. Humans did the one thing evolution did not plan for. We decided the warning was fun. That decision changed the world's food. For all of that long history, chilies grew only in one half of the planet. They are native to the Americas, first cultivated in Mexico and Central and South America. And for thousands of years, no one in Europe, Africa, or Asia had ever tasted one. Then, at the end of the 15th century, European ships reached the Americas, and among the treasures they carried home was this small, fiery fruit. What happened next was astonishingly fast. As part of the great swap of foods known as the Columbian Exchange, chilies spread across the globe within roughly a single century. They took root in India, in Thailand, in Sichuan, in Hungary, in West Africa, and they did not just arrive, they took over. Entire national cuisines that we now think of as unimaginably spicy, dishes that feel thousands of years old, were only made possible by a fruit that crossed an ocean a few hundred years ago. The heat of a curry or a mapo tofu is, in a sense, a recent American import. So the humble chili on your plate is carrying a remarkable story. It holds a chemical designed to trick your body into feeling a fire that is not there. That fire was engineered by evolution to repel mammals and reward birds. A private war fought in fruit long before we existed. And somewhere along the way, one clever mammal, us, discovered that the pain was safe, that it came wrapped in a rush of our own pleasure chemicals, and that we could learn to crave it. Then we carried that little burning berry to every corner of the earth and rebuilt the world's kitchens around it. Not bad for a fruit that was only ever trying to be left alone. Every food has an origin story. This is Foodling.